You've probably seen those incredible photos, right? People just covered head to toe in these vibrant, amazing colors. It looks like the most joyful party on earth. But there's actually a really deep story behind it all. So today, we're going to break down the festival of Dhuleti.
And that's really the big question, isn't it? Is this all just a massive, colorful party for fun's sake? Or is there something more profound hiding just beneath the surface? Well, let's dive in and find out.
All right, so before we can get into the really deep stuff, we've got to start with the basics. What exactly is Dhuleti? Okay, so Dhuleti is the main event. This is the festival of colors. It always happens the day after this really important ritual called Holika Dahan, which involves a giant bonfire. This is the day when everybody comes out to play with colored powders, called gulal, splash water, and just have an amazing time. But the timing here is absolutely key, because it all links back to a powerful, ancient story. So that story I just mentioned, well, get ready, because it's a classic tale, a foundational myth about the epic struggle between good and evil. And it all kicks off with fire.
So the legend goes like this. There was this incredibly arrogant king, Hiranyakashipu, and he demanded that everyone in his kingdom worship him and only him. But his own son Prahlad refused. He was a devoted follower of the god Vishnu. So the king, he gets furious, and he cooks up this sinister plan with his sister Holika. Now Holika had this special power that made her immune to fire. The plan was for her to trick Prahlad into sitting on a huge bonfire with her. But here's the twist. Prahlad's unwavering faith acted like a shield, protecting him from the flames. And it was Holika, the one who was supposed to be immune, who was consumed by the fire instead.
And boom, right there, that's the heart of it all. This story is the perfect symbol of the core conflict. It's faith beating arrogance, good conquering evil, and truth winning out over raw power. This isn't just some old fairy tale, it's literally the symbolic bedrock for the entire festival. And that's the connection, you see? The bonfire, Holika Dahan, is all about symbolically burning away all the evil, all the negativity from the past year. And then Dhuleti, the very next day, is the party. It's this massive, joyful explosion of color and positivity to celebrate that victory. Okay, so we've got the victory of good over evil, but what's the deal with the colors? I mean, why celebrate with color? Well, as it turns out, that choice is incredibly meaningful. Yeah, these colors are not just random. They are absolutely packed with symbolism. We're talking about overwhelming joy, vibrant energy, and maybe most importantly, unity and equality. Every single handful of color that's thrown is loaded with all this positive energy. And this, right here, is where the festival gets really powerful on a social level. For this one day, all those rigid social lines, caste, class, status, they just dissolve. They completely disappear. When you're covered in the exact same rainbow of colors as everyone else, you're all equal. It's just a beautiful, real-life expression of unity.
You know, there's a quote in our source material that I just love, because it nails the spiritual side of this so perfectly. The act of putting color on someone is a symbolic way to wash away all the negativity, to kind of scrub away your ego and just start fresh. It's a total reset button, emotionally and spiritually.
But hold on, because the story of good versus evil isn't the whole picture. There's this whole other beautiful layer to Dhuleti, and this one is all about the divine playfulness of Lord Krishna. Yeah, another tradition connects this festival back to a young Lord Krishna. The stories say he would run around the fields of Vrindavan, playfully smearing colors on his beloved Radha and all of their friends, the gopis. It was this divine game, full of love and mischief, and it became a huge part of the celebration spirit. So what this story does is it just pours all this extra meaning into the festival. It infuses Dhuleti with these themes of pure love, really deep friendship, and just this sense of pure, uninhibited divine joy. It's a celebration of human connection at its happiest. Okay, so we've got the myth, we've got the colors, and we've got this divine, playful love story. So how does all of that come together for people celebrating today? Well, it all leads to a really powerful social message. So, if you're ever in the middle of this celebration, you are going to hear one phrase over and over and over again. As people are dousing each other in color, they'll say, Buranamano, Holi hey! And the meaning behind this is just so important. It translates to Don't take offense, it's holy. And look, this isn't just a free pass to be mischievous. It's way deeper than that. It's like a social agreement. It's an open invitation to just let go of old grudges, to forgive any past arguments, and to start fresh with a clean slate. And that is the festival's real power in the modern world. It's designed to actively strengthen the bonds of a community, to give everyone a chance to forgive, and to encourage a collective fresh start, together. So when you look at the whole picture, you realize Dhuleti isn't just one simple thing. It's this rich, multi-layered festival. First, you've got the myth, which is all about good triumphing over evil. Then you have the colors, which stand for unity over division. On top of that, there's the divine play, celebrating love over ego. And finally, it all comes together in the community, with this focus on fresh starts and forgiveness. Which really brings us to a final thought. At its core, Dhuleti is about renewal. It's about letting go of the negative to make space for the positive. So my question for you is this. Even if you don't celebrate with colors, how can you take that spirit, that moment of forgiveness and a fresh start, and use it to change the course of your own year?